Hello and good afternoon and welcome to Love Your Business TV. I am Adrian Peck. I am the entrepreneur and founder of Better Never Stops. We deliver business coaching and advice programs to business owner entrepreneurs who run or want to run £1 million plus size businesses. Hopefully we will. Just getting going on Facebook. I can see we've got a couple of viewers on there. So it's starting to warm up quite nicely. Right, let's crack on, shall we? Let's do it. Let's crack on. Just need to share the screen. So, yeah, a very warm welcome. Welcome to Love Your Business TV. We're growing. We're growing every week. It's really, really great to get all your feedback and see that we are slowly kind of getting some traction with all this. This is now my 8th week of doing this. So nearly 2 months we've been doing it. I have to say it's well outside my comfort zone, kind of doing these live streams, but I am really enjoying it, and I'm hopefully delivering lots of value out to people as well, particularly at this difficult time. Because it is tough out there, and obviously we're going through some fairly scary stuff at the moment. But you can catch up on any live shows. We're on YouTube, YouTube Live, Facebook Live. We're also now on 3 different podcast channels, so you can download the podcast each week on Spotify, on Apple iTunes, and on Google Podcasts as well. And we've also got all the links and stuff back on our Love Your Business TV, loveyourbusiness.tv. That takes you through to our Better Never Stops website. And we've also got a YouTube channel on there as well. Again, if you put in loveyourbusiness.tv, you'll find our YouTube channel. So like I say, it's really, really great to have so many people along and your feedback that started coming through. And we're growing and growing and growing. The podcast stuff is just amazing. I can't believe how many people are now listening to that over the weekend. So welcome everybody. And like I say, hopefully you're getting some value out of what I'll be delivering. And it's been some good for you. The purpose behind this is to literally just kind of speak to all the entrepreneurs and business owners across the UK. I know we've got some international stuff going on as well now, so we're welcome to our international podcasters. But really, it's an idea is to help and provide help and support and business advice to lots of different business owners and entrepreneurs, and really kind of help that business community. Clearly, we're going through some quite difficult times at the moment, and there's no better time now than to come together as a community and help and share all our knowledge and expertise and our networking as well. So hopefully that's you're getting some value of that. If you want to catch up on any of the previous stuff, just obviously go onto those on those channels. And if you want to reach out to me, my name is Adrian.Peck at peckuk.com is my web address. My email address. So let's crack on with this week. And we're going to carry on with a theme around the survive and thrive. Like I say, clearly we're going through some very, very tough times. I've been on some different networking platforms over the last week or so. And some of those are kind of 30 plus people on at a time. And the one thing that's coming over to me more and more is talking to the business owners, particularly the ones that are their businesses are completely frozen at the moment and are in quite, this kind of real severe lockdown, is actually there's a good time now to sit and reflect and look at your business goals and look at your kind of business strategy, particularly thinking about what's going to happen post the lockdowns as well, and how business is going to start evolving. So, like I say, one of the things I've had from that and the feedback I've seen from people is that they are using this time as reflect. So what I want to do is to, again, really use this time, to help you do some of that. And I'm going to, over the next 4 weeks, very much focus on that and focus on helping you get your personal goals in place and what I call a personal ambition plan as well. Last week, I kind of started it off. We talked about the success formula, and I put out there that there's no such thing as natural talent. And we looked at those formulas, and we met this very interesting guy, Laszlo Polgar, who is then, I think he's dead now, actually. He's a Hungarian guy, a little bit of a nutter, I have to say, but he wanted to prove that geniuses can be made. And that's not natural. And he set about putting with his four children, he had his three children, Suzanne, Sophia, and Judith. And he used chess. He taught them how to play chess, and lo and behold, every single one of them became world champion. And the youngest in the end, Judith, was the world's top. She was the top seeded player in the world for 10 years running. So it kind of proved that whole theory. So what the key message that I tried to share with you last week, or hopefully I shared with you last week, is that you can achieve anything that you want. And I shared with you the my success formula, which is around passion, opportunity, hard work. And then the 3 ways of implementing it is know what you want, understand what it is you're going to do it and to achieve it, and what you're not going to do, and then be driven by your decisions and not your results. And that was the kind of 3 ways of implementing it. So that's what I shared with you last week. Like I say, if you want to catch up with that, just look back on the podcast of last week or the YouTube from last week, and you'll be able to see that in full flow. It's about a 15-20 minute presentation I took you through. So what I want to share with you is around setting personal goals. This is something I do with the business owners. So a lot of the content I'm going to share with you is exactly what I share with business owners during kind of initial stages when I work with them, when we set up all their business strategy part of it. It's kind of part of a 4-week personal business strategy program that I go through with them. It's hinged around 4 key things from the personal part of it. It's about the personal ambition plan, and there's 4 key elements to it. It's the personal values, income, and purpose. It's about your exit, and we go on to build a personal vision and map, and then we have a fun plan that's part of that as well. This is all detailed very much in my book, which I've got to mention so far. I'm the author of How to Fall Back in Love with Your Business, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Rediscovering Your Mojo and Enjoying Every Day by Living Your Dream. It's all detailed in that book in pretty much the first chapter. So it goes into a lot more detail. If you go onto my website as well, onto betterneverstops.global/free business tools, if you go into that section, there's a section called strategy, and you'll see the stuff I'm going to share with you today, the questionnaires, and some of the documentation is all on there as well. So I urge you go on there and download what you need to download. What I want to start with first of all is just to put this into a bit of context. Is a really, really powerful story called Acres of Diamonds. It's a true story. And it was highlighted by a guy called Russell Conwell. He went around the world in the end and used this whole story as a metaphor for a whole training program, and kind of, I think, slightly religious in terms of the programs he was doing. But he went off and rolled this across the whole world, teaching I suppose the outcome of the story. I don't want to give too much away, but he used the teachings and the message in the story to go and use that as personal motivation stuff. But the story centers around an African farmer, and he had his farm. He got very envious and became very envious of all the stories and his fellow farmers who were going out and finding these diamond mines. And obviously this is a time when the gold mining and gold and diamond mining in South Africa or Africa was huge at the time, and it was a kind of a huge growing industry. And he saw lots of his co-farmers lots of people that were going out and finding these diamond mines and kind of finding their fortune. He became kind of very motivated by this and or kind of almost blinded by it, because that's what he decided he wanted to go and do. So as soon as he possibly could, he sold his farm and went off to find his fortune, and scouring the lands trying to find this hidden diamond mine. After many years, he never found it. He became very despondent, and in a fit of kind of almost kind of depression and anger one day, he threw himself in the river and sadly drowned. But the story doesn't end there, because actually the farmer who brought the farm from him, brought his own old farm, was walking around the farm one day, walked across a brook, and was kind of hit in the eye, blinded almost in the eye by a flash of light that came from within the water. He kneeled down and went into the water, and he picked out a red stone. And it was a very pretty stone, quite a large stone, because that's really, really nice. And so he stuck it in his pocket, went home and put it on the mantelpiece on the fire, and didn't think any more about it. A few weeks went past, and the visitor came to the house, walked over the mantelpiece and kind of went, wow, what's this? Where did you get this? He says, well, I found it in the brook down the back of my farm. He said, well, do you realize what it was? And it was probably one of the biggest diamonds that's ever been found, as it turns out. He said, well, there's loads of them down there. He said, they're not as big as this one. I haven't found anything else as big as this, but there's quite a lot down where this place is. And basically this farm was sat on a diamond mine, and it became one of the biggest diamond mines in Africa. And that's the kind of story that comes off the back of it. Now, the whole moral behind that story, of course, is it's very easy to rush off and try and find, greener land somewhere and go search for those diamonds, where actually those diamonds are hidden and are, well, not necessarily that hidden, they are right there, right in front of you, right underneath your nose. So I think it's a very, very salient story at the moment, given what's going on in the world, given what's going on in the UK, given what's going on with businesses and kind of what sits in front of us, we don't quite know. But what I urge you to do is to actually sit and reflect on that story, to sit and reflect about the diamonds that already sit in your life, the diamonds that are already sitting in your business, that perhaps in your normal day-to-day life and is business as usual almost, that you are so deep into the woods and so deeply entranced in your business that you can't necessarily see all the great stuff that's going on it, and you can't necessarily see your own diamonds. And I think it's a really powerful story and a very salient story for the moment, or this moment in time. And I think it's one that I'd urge you just to sit and reflect on and use it with some of the things I'm now going to share with you as well to help get you thinking. So with that story in mind, that's kind of important really to start thinking about what's your why. What are your diamonds? What are your things you want to achieve? And we're going to go through, let's say, the 4 key elements of building a personal ambition plan, which is the personal values, income and purpose, that we're going to go through, the exit plan, your personal vision map and your fun plan. What I'm going to focus on today is the personal ambition plan. You can, and it's a questionnaire that I'm going to share with you. This questionnaire, I thought there was a link coming up, but isn't. It can be downloaded from my website, and you've seen it on there. I'm only going to go through a few of the questions from it, because it's actually quite a big document, and there's quite a few questions, but I'm going to go across a few of them to get you thinking, hopefully whet your appetite, and then you can go on and download it in full and go through it. And then next week, I'm going to help you then build your personal income statement, personal value, income and purpose statements, how that all comes together. So a few of the questions I'm going to run through, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them, but I'm going to give you a flavour of what they are. So one of the things we looked at is values. So what are the most important things in your life? So these are quite deep questions, and they're purposely quite deep. As part of answering them, I would recommend you go and find a quiet corner somewhere, a glass of wine, and this is going to take some, particularly for us men, and we're not very good at doing this stuff. So you're going to need to do a little bit of soul searching and some deep thinking and deep thoughts around it. It might be something I want to urge my business owners normally to do, is that they will go through some of these questions, reflect on them over 2 or 3 days, and then kind of go back to them again as well, because these, particularly from men, they're not easy questions to ask cold as well. But we start looking at things like, what are the most important things in your life? And what I'll do is I will just blow the screen up a bit so it's a bit bigger for you, and hope you'll see it a bit better. So what are the most important things in your life? Why are these important to you? And for each of them, it's kind of, this is important because. When you leave this world, what do you want to be remembered for? So say these are quite deep and dark things you want to start thinking about. We've gone to some more kind of fluffy stuff, which is looking at income levels. What's your current income level? What are you happy? Are you happy this level? And what do you want it to be in 3, 5 years, 10 years time? If you, how do you think you're going to achieve this change in income level? What's stopping you now from achieving it? So it's quite, what's stopping, what's holding you back now? And if you did achieve that income level, what would it mean? What would it fund? How is it going to change your lifestyle? How is it going to change you? How does that relate to your values? What does it free you up to go and do? Then we start looking a bit more around your purpose then. So on a day-to-day basis, what is the stuff you really, really love doing? Take all the noise out of your business and all the stuff you have, the distractions you have. What is it you'd really, really love to be doing and love to do on a day-to-day basis? So what stops you doing it? What really frustrates you about your business? What frustrates you about running it? What really frustrates you in your normal week, your normal month? What is it you really dislike doing and why? And then also, what other personal goals do you have as well? So what else is on that bucket list? So like I say, these are only a snapshot of all the questions. There are a lot more, and I urge you to go and download and complete the questionnaire. I say, go and have a glass of wine, go and sit in a dark corner, go to the website. You can download the questionnaire. It's a PDF. You can just download it and print it out. And start answering some of the questions. They have quite big boxes on them where you can write lots of notes and stuff. I think it's about a 2 or 3 page document. So go and download it, get on top of those questions. And then next week, we are then going to do the personal VIPs, which is the personal, your value, income, and purpose statements. And we can work through those with it using the questions you come up with. So that's it, really. That's quite short and sharp this week, quite focused. You got some homework to do now. Next week, I'll take you through how we kind of build those up. If you want any more stuff, there's obviously, you can download my book. There's a free e-version you can get from my website. Or if you email me, adrian.peck@peckuk.com, just email me with your email address, your postcode and your postal address, and I will send you a free copy of my book. I can send that out to you quite quickly, and you can have a good read of that. So that's a nice little offer to you. So just finally, really, obviously, reach out to us if you want any help. We're here to help and support you at this very, very difficult time. But in essence, stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you next week on Love Your Business TV. And remember, better never stops. Thank you very much.